Hello, hello, hello. We are back on Shit Happens. And it's March. It's March 1st. Happy March, y'all. Uh, okay, something is going on. Okay, I sorry, I got confused for a minute, but happy March 1st. It's Friday. March came in on a fucking weekend. Like it ain't playing with y'all. But Sunday in Atlanta, it's raining, so we're still gonna make the most of it. And my guest is here. Oh my God, this guest of mine, I love him so much. He's my bro. He has been on TalkShitWithP. We met last year at Podfest, and this year we just strengthened our bond. And he's my guy, yo, my guy, my guy. Let me bring on the athlete, the one and only Wally Green. Hello.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
You
Been
awake? Cause you got me here on a fucking Friday at 9 a.m. You awake?
yeah, I'm almost awake. Almost awake. I got my coffee.
You did this to yourself because you're the one who picked 9 a.m. You did this to
Yeah,
yourself. How you been, dog?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just been pretty busy, but good. But good.
How's the health? I see you're getting back
Yeah.
like you literally putting in the work.
Yes. 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 Definitely. Getting better. Recovering. Quickly. Still not 100% yet. I'm thinking probably May, mid May, maybe April, or maybe earlier. I
In
don't know.
time for the summer. In time to get wild for the summer.
Spring. I'm pushing. I'm not even summer. No, no, spring. Early spring.
For
That is.
those for those who don't know what we're talking about, you wanna tell the people what we're talking about, what you just happened to
Yeah.
you.
December 26th, I had a hip surgery. So this is my second one. I had one 5 years ago, which is amazing, and then I had this one December 26th. So it's literally, was it almost 2 months, and I put a lot of work into my rehab. I pushed really hard, and yeah, I'm getting better quickly.
You have. Like I've been watching those TikToks. And by the way, y'all, he took himself to the hospital emergency room on a what are those
City
called?
bike. City bike.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Wally, thank you for coming on Shit Happens.
Definitely, definitely.
And today there's something specific about your story I want to talk about. You went on a historic trip to North Korea, and I want us to talk about that because there's something that you said that really resonated with me, and I want to dig deep into that. You said it was not just about sports. It was about breaking barriers and building bridges and showcasing part of unity through universal language of sports, because one thing people are going to connect in is sports, whether it's
Yes.
football, so you can let's first talk about your decision to going to North Korea and that trip, and then we'll come to why it was important to you building those bridges and breaking those barriers.
Yeah. So during that time, I had started getting some notoriety. I had just done the Steve Harvey show, and I was out there, and so I started thinking about things that I could do big each year. What's something that I can do big? What's something that I can make an impact? So I would think about these things, and then one day I was looking at the list of competitions in the world that I would play. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm a pro table tennis player. I played for the U.S. team, and so I was looking at all the competitions, and then I saw, oh, North Korea, and I thought, man, I got to go to North Korea because I'll give you a little bit of American history. In 1971, America established relations with China through ping pong. It's called the ping pong diplomacy. Big historical moment in American history. And I thought, man, you know what? I could create or recreate my own history doing the same thing by going to North Korea through sport to do a diplomacy for world peace. And I thought that I would be able to get the world to go with me. Um, but everyone said I was crazy and that I was going to die and I wasn't going to come back. And so, yeah, I decided I would go by myself.
And how was that experience for you, like being there, being by yourself, being black, being American? Like there's all those.
Man, if you had, I mean, every X was against you. All the boxes were checked going there. It's, when I went to this competition, first of all, everyone in the world told me that they're not going. So I had no one to go. People who were playing for the team at the time also said they're not going. So my own teammates also said they're not going. So no one wanted to go with me to North Korea. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go by myself. Right now, the way I grew up. I grew up, crazy life, gangs, guns at an early age. So there's not much that scares me. Like I've been through it all, so I'm not scared easily. And for me, going to North Korea wasn't as scary as how I grew up. Right, so I decided I would
That
go.
says something though. That says like something very deep. Like when you say going for you, going to North Korea wasn't as scary as how you grew up. Like
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I said I was going to do it because I thought it would be really big. And I did have some influence. Dennis Rodman had just, I think, if I remember correctly, Dennis Rodman had just came back. So in my mind, I was like, if Dennis Rodman can do it, I can do it too. We also got similar hairstyles. So, hey, maybe that
you
might
can be
work.
like, I came back.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was the experience was I mean, it was definitely kind of strange, right? Because normally when I play these world competitions, I have tons of friends, right? So even if they're not people from my country, they're people from other countries that I know, and we all meet up. It's like a reunion for every tournament, right? Because you don't live in Germany, you don't live in China, you don't live in Japan, but we all gonna meet at this one country together, and we're all gonna play or compete against each other.
Kind
But
of like Podfest.
yeah, yeah, it's like Podfest. Seriously, we all meet. Um, but yeah, but this time there weren't even any Western countries. So not only did no one want to go with me, no other country wanted to go. So all the countries that were there were the countries that hate America, right? So of course you got your China, right? You got your Vietnam, right? You got your Syria. Like all the countries that hated America were the ones that participated in this competition. And then you had me. So not only did I have no friends from around the world, I had no people from around the world, right? So yeah, so it was just very surreal. Like this is it's just weird, right? Because when like have you ever been in a place where you can say that there's not one person from maybe a Western country there, and this is an international competition or an international outing or international whatever, but there's not one Western country there, right?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So it's strange. It's very strange.
So I wanna know, like going in, you were like, fuck it, I'm alone, like legit alone. Like I'm not seeing the usual faces I saw. I'm seeing my team is not with me. Nobody's coming with me. Everybody thought I'm crazy. But by the time you were leaving, how were you feeling? Like once everything was over, like, oh fuck, we survived that. We did that shit. Like
Yeah. So, but by the time I was leaving, there were two feelings. One was like highly stressed because as a Westerner you're not allowed to have cell phone service, so no cell phone service, no Wi-Fi, and they take your passport. So you're technically in jail. For those who thinking it was fun and games, it was never ever ever fun and games. It's picture just being in jail as soon as you step foot in the country. So that's exactly what it is. But I did a lot of research, so I knew that already. I knew what I was getting into. So that's why I
Mentally
was
prepared.
mentally prepared. So that's why I was comfortable. I didn't know about the passport thing though until I got there. The passport thing was shocking. But anyway, it it was, the stress of not being able to contact anyone. Right, I couldn't contact anyone for like 7 or 10 days. So I really wanted to get out, but the feeling of what's the word I want to use, of the success of the purpose of the trip, right, was to do my diplomacy for world peace with no plan. I didn't know what the diplomacy for world peace is, but to go to a country that's like very hostile towards the Western world and say that you're going to do a diplomacy for world peace with no plan and then actually becoming successful in it, that gave me, a high level of joy. So it was like the happiness of, yeah, man, wow, this really worked. And then I need to get the hell out of here.
Give me my phone. Give me my Wi-Fi. I need to talk to my people.
I need to
But
get.
so let's talk about achieving that. How, like, the process of doing that and bringing that peace, like, how did that go? Like, were people friendly to you? Like, okay, maybe in the beginning they're like, fuck that nigga, and then maybe later on throughout they kind of warmed up to you, or was it like straight
Oh,
face
no, no,
towards the end?
no. Okay, picture this scenario. Picture um, you're in a country where the people are taught every day that you are the devil, you're evil, you should be killed. Right now, picture you're in an arena of 5,000 people who are only from this country. There are no other people. There are no other people watching this event. It's only North Koreans, 5,000 of them. And now here you come walking out, right, with your yellow bleached hair, black American dude. Everyone looking at you like you crazy. And it's the feeling. I can't even explain it because I've never felt this kind of feeling. Listen, like I've been in places where I was the only black guy many times. I've been in China. But there were other people who were from different places, right? So even though I was the only black guy, so what? There was a guy from freaking Germany. There was a guy from another place, right? And yeah, I stand out a little bit, but there were other people there, so everyone was kind of like into everyone. But being,
All eyes on you because you were
yeah,
the solo one.
listen, and when I say all eyes on me, you can feel it. You can feel because so here's the scenario. I'm coming out, right? Coming into the stadium, and it's an umpire. My opponent, who is North Korean, by the way, and me and another umpire. And as I'm coming out, you can see every one of those 5,000 eyes, well, 5,000 times two, so 10,000 eyes, just looking at you. And the sound is not like they're like cheering for you, right? It like there's a sound. It's like just really evil, like weird, just sound that you feel it in your bones, and then you start thinking crazy stuff, right? Because if you watch a lot of movies like I do, you're like, damn, man, imagine if one person just says kill the American. Just imagine, bro. Like, so all these things start getting through your head, and you're walking through, and people are looking at you, and eyes on. And meanwhile, there's other matches going on, right? But
At
those
this
people,
point, you're the match for them.
yeah. So I've never experienced that to that level. Like that was intense because people were quiet. And like I said, it's quiet. The only sounds you're hearing are the sounds of other matches going on. But when I'm walking out, it's quiet. The crowd is quiet. and people are just yeah, it's man, it is definitely
Were
very.
you ever, because as you said, when you're walking out and it's so quiet and you hear, like you start having these thoughts, were you ever at one point like, man, maybe I should just not even play my best so I can lose? Because were you ever fearful, like, what if I win and I'm playing with a North Korean and I win this match? Will everybody jump on me and kill me right on the spot? Cause
No. So that never went through my mind because when the match first started, I was trying to kill this dude, like for real. Like I was going hard I was going hard, man. I was big point. I was going crazy. So so no. I think him losing to me, that would be way worse than me beating him. Yeah, I think if he lost, yeah, that might be a problem. That might be a real big problem. Yeah, but in the beginning, yeah, I mean, I was going crazy, and then the crazy thing about it is like if you see some of my videos I post, like when I made a point, and this is crazy, and the reason why it's crazy because, like I said, there's over 5,000 people in an audience, right? I don't care where you go. There's got to be one or two people who are going to give you a smile or cheer for you. It's impossible that you make an amazing point and there's not a sound from anyone and it's quiet. That's what that was like. I would make a point and it would be, I have videos posted on this. It'd be quiet, no sound, nothing. I even added my little cricket sound to the video, but it was quiet. Listen, and then when he would make a point, it, it was like the world champ. It was like the finals of the Olympics. Like, it was crazy. Like that for me was like one of the most craziest moments because I've never experienced that. Because technically I'm the underdog, not him. He's better than me. I'm the underdog. But they were cheering for him like he was the underdog. It was intense.
maybe it's that thing, you feel like maybe some of them, even though they admired and they wanted to cheer, they're like, if I cheer and my people saw me cheering, I'ma get it as soon as I walk out of here. So
Uh, That's probably
they'll be like, why were you cheering for that American? So even though like, oh my God, that was a fucking good point, like I really want to, but you're even scared. Have you ever been like when you're in school, right? And you have this classmate who's doing these funny faces and shit, and you really want to laugh, but if you laugh, you're gonna get in trouble. So you're just like, I'm not looking. I'm not like trying to restrain yourself.
yeah,
So I feel like maybe for them it was like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
asleep.
No, for sure, but at least some acknowledgement, a head nod, a smile, like something. But yeah, but it
So
was
one question before we get into the barriers part. You say they take away your passport, your phone. So the accommodation wise, like, do they put you up in a lot? Like they pick you up, take you to the and then bring you back? Like you couldn't even roam the streets.
yeah,
So like, how was that?
yeah. So they don't take away your phone. You just can't connect your phone.
Okay, yeah. So you have your phone, but it's like useless. You can take pictures and videos,
Yeah,
but
that's it. Yeah. So when you arrive, as soon as you arrive, you get to the airport. You arrive. You come down. It says welcome to Pyongyang. There's someone waiting for you, and that person is your guide. But the better word is babysitter. That person is your babysitter. That person is responsible for you. You will do nothing without that person. You can't walk out of your hotel. You can't do anything. So what happens is that person's going to meet you. Hey, how are you, Mr. Green? I'll be your guide, blah, blah, blah. And then that person is going to escort you to the immigration side. And they're going to take your computer, take your phone. They're going to check. I don't know what they're checking for, but they're checking through your phone and through your computer for certain whatever things. And they give it back to you. And then that person is going to take you to the car. They're going to bring you to the hotel. That person is going to get you situated, right? Everything you do is going to be with that person. So for me, so like I mentioned before, like you're not allowed to leave the hotel. You can't walk out. You can't even walk out of the hotel. You can't even go out in the front of the hotel. And like if you smoke a cigarette, you can't even go in. You cannot walk out of that hotel. If you need to walk out of that hotel, you have to tell your guide. That person will come and get you and escort you, right? So for me, and this is another reason why I wanted to leave sooner, was because every day was the same thing for me. I wake up, I eat, I go to the practice hall with my guide, practice hall to the tournament hall back to the practice hall back to the hotel to the tournament hall, I practice hall to the tournament hall to the practice hall, and it was always the same thing. And I'll tell you a funny story. One day, I told my guy, I says, "Hey, listen, can we go outside?" Right? And for me, if I say go outside, that means go for a walk, right? If I tell you, hey, Pete, let's go outside, it means we're gonna go outside and take a walk. I mean, it's just normal. And there was a park across the street from the hotel, big park. And I'm thinking, oh man, we can go walk in the park. In my mind, oh, that's cool. So I tell her, she goes, oh, sure, sure. So I'm thinking that, oh man, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna get to go at least walk in the park, right? And she comes, she picks me up in the morning after eating. Then we go downstairs and we go outside of the hotel and we stand there. And then she's on her phone. She gets a call. She's just talking on her phone. And I'm just standing. We're standing in front of the hotel. That's it, outside. And I'm like, just wondering why we're standing here. And so I tell. So after she gets the phone, I says, "Hey, can we go across the street to the park?" She goes, "Oh no. That's forbidden." So I couldn't even go across the street to the park with her. Yeah. So
So
going
outside is literally on the pavement of the hotel.
right, and not even like in the front, right in the front where the cars pull in. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it was, it
And
was, it
food,
was
like, did you only have to eat at the hotel in your room, or were you allowed to at least go into the restaurants in the hotel?
so 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 the food is prepared by the hotel, and you have a table with your country name on it. All right. So when you go and sit down, it'll say USA. And the crazy thing about the food, man, was that, listen, I eat Asian food. That's what I eat. I eat Asian food, right? These motherfuckers, why they try to make some Western food? Every other country, Vietnam, all these, China, they all had Asian food. But they try to make some, man, and this thing, I got pictures of this. It was disastrous. It was it was horrible.
They literally said you came here to play ping pong and that's all you're going to do. You're not going to try our food. You're not going to see our country. You ain't going to do shit.
Why wouldn't you want to give me the Korean food? I don't understand. So they made like Western food. Yeah, yeah. It was
I can understand how you, I would first of all, I need to condemn you for even staying for 10 days. Like, I wouldn't have even lasted a fucking day. I'd be like, yo, it's okay. I'm ready to just go. Like,
for
fuck this
real.
shit.
It was just crazy. Like there was so many things about that trip that was crazy. Things that would make you say, "Nah, you know what? I'm not doing this." Like so many huge red flags. Huge. I think 99.9% of people would be like, "What? Nah, screw this. I'm not doing this." Yeah. So many, and like I said, not one, many huge red flags throughout the whole process, from getting a visa to getting on a flight. Red flag, red flag, red flag, every single time. But still, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna see where this takes me.
But I love that. I love how determined you are to make it happen, and you did. By the way, we have Rebecca Johnson on the stage saying good morning. Rebecca is Love is not dead. My husband is. I love her. I met her
Oh
this time.
my
I
God,
bought first, and she's gonna be a guest this season. Yes, I love that. Like, love is not dead. My husband is.
that's funny. That's funny.
Right? I like people who have sense of humor in their trauma because that's how you heal. I feel like you gotta laugh at yourself because people are gonna laugh. People are gonna So might as well just laugh, and laughter is the medicine to pain.
Yeah.
But back to you, like looking back now that you have gone through that and were able to accomplish that. By the way, Rebecca says love Wally. Yes, we love Wally.
Good, good. You should. Hold on. Wait. Before we even go to that, I'm gonna share something with you
Yes.
that I haven't really shared a lot on other podcasts a lot because they don't ask.
I
So
love that. I love that. Bring it on. Bring it on. This is shit happens where shit
yeah,
happens. Go
exactly.
ahead.
So just to show you the levelness of craziness when going to North Korea. First of all, when I went to buy it, I mean, man, there's so much. I don't even know which ones to start with because I don't want to take all the time from talking about this. But okay, let's take
I mean, the whole point was to talk about your North Korea, so share with us. And
let's
Rebecca says, tell us. There you go. Rebecca says, tell us.
let's start with the process of going to North Korea. So I'm in America. You know, I tell my U.S. team, the team association, enter me into this tournament. So they enter you. You can't enter into any pro tournament as a pro athlete in the sport of table tennis. The U.S. association will enter you into these competitions, and then from there you can take it on. So I did that. They said, okay, you will get your visa in Beijing, in China, right? And Beijing is a place I know because I've been there 30 times. That's where I practice. I've been back and forth, right? So anyway, I said, no problem. So I go to Beijing, right? I go to Beijing. Um, Now, do you see these one wheel unicycles you see people riding? Have you seen these things?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? What you be seeing them a lot now, right? Now,
Yes.
I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, but I'm the one who started this in this country. I brought two of these things back years ago. If anyone thinks they started it, reach out to me. I can show you videos. I have proof. I brought two back from China years ago, before hoverboards, before any of this nonsense. And I used to ride these things around. I've been
Wow.
I rode this thing so long ago that I used to ride my wheel in the airport to the gate of my flight, pick it up, and check it in an overhead bin. Not one person can say they did that. No one, because they haven't rode as long as I did. So I brought these things back from China, and I used to carry them all around the world with me. Right. So when I went back to get my visa in China, I brought it back with me, and so I'm riding to the embassy where they said the embassy. I'm riding, riding the embassy. I find the address of the embassy. Now remember what I said. Everything about this thing is so sketchy. So I get to the embassy. The embassy just looks like a compound, right? Like they just some weird compound, right? Every embassy in the world pretty much has a big glass door, right? That says welcome or something. But through the glass door, this is where you enter. So I'm riding, I see no glass door. I'm riding around this whole embassy, huge
Trying
compound.
to find the door.
The only door I see is one huge big metal a door that looks like
Like a
this.
safe, like those safe doors.
No, but just big metal. Like it looks like it would be the back of the embassy where staff would come out. And so there's a soldier standing there, and I go and I'm like trying to figure it out, and the soldier immediately was like, you got to move. So I couldn't stand in front of the embassy. So I called the contact number. Says, hey, listen, I can't find the entrance to the embassy. I've been riding around for like 10 minutes. I can't find it. And the guy goes, oh, Mr. Green, okay, don't worry, I will come. So I'm thinking this guy's coming to get me, right, and bring me in, of course, because that's what normal people do. It normal things. That's how normal things happen. So the guy comes out, and I'm across the street from the embassy, and the guy goes, "Oh, Mr. Green, hey, my name is blah blah blah. I will be making your visa. Can I have your passport?" What? What? What do you mean? Can you have my passport? He was like, Yes, I need your passport so that I can go in and make the visa. I said,
Wow, from outside, like you're not even going in.
that. And I was like, wait. I said, what do you mean you're going to make my visa? I was like, I've traveled the entire world. I've had visas. I said, no one takes a passport from outside. He was like, oh, sorry, but this is how we do it. And I was like, bro, I can't give you my passport.
I don't know you. What if you don't come back out? And now I'm stuck. Like,
Listen, listen. And the crazy thing about it is the reason why I couldn't give him my passport is that I don't know if a lot of people know this. If you lose your passport 2 times in 5 years in America, you will not get a passport from an embassy in any country in the freaking world, even though it's an American embassy. A lot of people don't know that. The passport is very, very serious document. I didn't realize how serious it was because I was traveling the whole world. I thought it was just a piece of paper. But it's very serious. If you lose it 2 times in 5 years, no matter what country you're in that has an American embassy, you will not get the passport there. Because normally,
you
if you
see,
lose your passport, you go to an embassy and they can print it for you. In my so, and how do I know? Because it happened to me. And in China, where we have an American embassy, I couldn't get a passport. It had to come from America because they have to investigate you. Why are you losing your passport 2 times in 5 years? That's for them. It does it they
y'all
think
Americans are too strict with your shit. Ours, you can lose it as much. And if you need to travel, the embassy will give you travel documents. Go to Tanzania and get your passport.
here no. So I already had this issue. I was on the temporary passport that I got, and there was no way I wanted to give my passport to this guy. So he was like, "Well, this is how we do it." And I really wanted to go to North Korea. I really wanted to go. So I took my phone. I took a picture of him. He said, "What are you doing? What are you?" I said, "Hey, I'm giving you my passport. If you give me my passport back, then I delete the picture. That way, nothing happens, and we know." So anyway, he goes in. I'm outside now, riding around on this wheel. Right, I have to wait like an hour. An hour later, he calls me. I go back. I'm across. Now remember, I'm across the street now. Across the street. I'm standing across the street. The guy comes across the street. Now picture the scene. Picture if you just happen to be walking by, minding your own business, right? And you're in China, and you looked across the street and you saw a black dude and an Asian dude across the street from the North Korean embassy, and the Asian dude's handing a black dude a passport, and I'm handing him cash. Like everything about that scenario is just
Just
wrong.
sounds so sketchy. Like you're buying a passport for us. Like,
It's crazy, right? Then hold on, wait. This gets better. This gets better. So the next day, listen, I'm telling you, like when I tell people this, right? I think I told you 99.9% of people would have said screw this. Then it gets even better. The next day, so when you get your visa, right? It's a piece of paper they put in your passport, right? The next day you have to fly, right? So you're flying out to North Korea. You don't have a ticket yet. You have to go buy the ticket and you fly that day. So I'm buying the ticket and flying, right? So you go to the airport and it's the very local airport in China where no one speaks English. No one. Not one person speaks English. Finding the North Korean airline. Oh, so I wanted to take a North Korean airline because I wanted the full effect. I could have took Air China, but I wanted to take Air Koryo. It's voted the worst airline in the world. In the world. But I had to take it because I wanted to feel the true everything about this trip. I had to feel everything. So I got that
I
airline.
mean, at least you did that because once you got to North Korea, you couldn't experience shit.
Yeah, exactly. So now check this out. So now I go to buy the ticket. It took me forever to find the ticket agent for the North Korean Airlines because it was inside. So you had to go through immigration before you even got to it. So I go in, right? Wait, it gets good. I go in and I find it and I say, hey, I want to go to I'm going to Pyongyang. And they said, do you have your visa? Yes, this is my visa, right? And they said, I think they said it was like it was like 500, $500 came out to 500 US dollars. And I took out my card. And you know what they said? Oh, sorry, no card. Huh? Wait.
Just cash.
What do you mean no card? Oh, cash only. What? What do you, So now I got to go back out of the airport, well, not the airport, but back out past there through
Immigration, because you pass through the immigration to get.
now to get to an ATM and take out 500 US dollars in Chinese money, right? And my bank is flipping balls because they're like, what the hell's going on in China, right? So I get the cash, I come back, they give you a receipt. Listen, this still gets better. This gets better. They give you a receipt. So you get this receipt. It's not a boarding pass. They don't give you a boarding. Listen, not only do they not give you a boarding pass, they don't give you a return ticket. So there is no, listen, there is no a ticket that says when you're going to return. So I said, hey, where's the boarding pass? They said, oh, don't worry, somebody's going to take you to your seat. What? So I said, where's the return? Where's my return ticket? And they said, oh, when you're ready to come back, you'll inform your guide. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, yeah. And I said, wait a minute. I said, so you mean to tell me? I said, listen, I said, if I get there and I decide 10 hours later, I want to come right back, I can come right back? And they said, yes, no problem. You have to tell your guide. So you have no boarding pass. You have no return ticket. There is no return ticket. So you're going there with the hopes that everything's going to be fine and that you'll be able to come back when you want.
But my thing is, if it's the worst airplane, that means they always have seats. That means if you say I want to leave tomorrow, they'll make time on their plane for you.
That is true. That is true. That
Because try doing that shit to Delta or whatever, like when
is
they're constant.
but yeah, man,
But
like
that's so like
it's
it's so
crazy.
sketchy. Like
Yeah.
no boarding pass, I have to wait for somebody to. I mean, in a lucky way, in another, if it was another country or scenario, that would be like, oh my god, this feels so VIP. Like somebody has to come and take me straight to my seat and shit.
Right.
But with this, you're like, I'm surprised there was no guard sitting next to you on the flight.
Yeah, no. It was. I mean, it was just crazy. Like it was everything about it was just weird, and I was like, all right, this is what it's like to go to
Food.
North Korea.
How was the food on the flight?
Actually, they didn't give food on the flight because
How long was the flight?
it's very short because from China to North Korea is very quick.
Gotcha.
It's literally like over the border. It's a very short, very fast flight. But another crazy thing was actually on the flight. So I noticed that all the people on this flight had these little pins, right? And actually, let me see if I can even show you because now I I I have them. I don't know where they are. I think they're somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So all these people on the flights had these little pins, and the pins, each person wore a pin, right? And I noticed that because I'm noticing everything, and I'm like, why does every person have a pin? And the pin looks similar. So the pin was either the picture of the great leader and his dad, or the grandfather, the dad, and him. And and I didn't notice at the time, but each citizen has to wear this. You have to wear this. Yes, you cannot. If listen, you
So
have
do
to.
you choose, or do they tell you like you have to wear the both the three leaders or the son or the father? Like how does that?
I think maybe they choose which one, but you have to wear it. You
Every fucking day.
every citizen has to wear it. And so I was like, wow, that's pretty. In my mind, I'm thinking, wow, I didn't know the seriousness of this pin at the time, right? So now you remember I'm just on a flight, and I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing. I need to get one of these pins. So so the airline stewardess, she looked like this very, nice, pretty Asian tall girl, and looked very nice. And I thought, oh, maybe I'm going to ask her if I can get a pin, right? So I go to, so she comes by, I says, excuse me. And she says, she looked very nice, smile. I says, hey, can I get one of those pins? She gave me the dirtiest look and just walked right past and didn't even answer. And then that made me think, oh man, maybe these pins are not just like
More
decoration.
than
Serious. And I didn't find out until I got to North Korea why they were serious. But I do have some pins,
How
which
did you end up with the pins now?
because I have a very famous surgeon who can get stuff. So I'll show you. Actually, no one has never seen this on any podcast.
Yeah, bring it on and shit happens.
But these are my pins. Hold on, let's take them out here, and you can see them.
Oh
Wait,
wow.
wait,
Yeah. Oh yeah. So.
see
Oh
it?
yeah. One is two of them are flags and two of them are round with the
Yeah,
faces.
yep.
Ah.
And so I got this as a birthday gift from my surgeon. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's definitely definitely interesting.
Listen, everything you have said, I would have stopped a long time. I don't think I would have even left my passport there. I would have just been like, screw this shit, because clearly this ain't meant to be. Like, but again, I'm condemning you for actually seeing it through all the way, despite all the shit. Like, you are literally determined, like, now, fine, I'm gonna go back out and get the money. Fine, I'm gonna do this. Fine, so kudos to you. But as we kind of wrap up, I want to know why was it so important for you to break these barriers and build these bridges? Like, because again, most of your teammates were like, "Fuck it, you're on your own." And through all this, I'm pretty sure even if some of them would have agreed, but through all this, they would have been like, "Screw
Yeah.
this!" Like, like you're on your own. So why was that so important to you?
Because I always hear this thing. Oh, one person can't make a difference, kind of nonsense, and it's actually not our job to change people, but one person can make a difference, and I really believe that. And at the time, I really felt that if I go there and they see me and I actually show them who I really am, then they're going to be like, well, you know what? Maybe these Americans are not so bad, right? And for me, it's about planting the seed. Like I can't make a whole country or a whole group of people change their mind about what they were brought up against, but that's not our job. So our job is not to change people, right? It's wrong. When you say I'm going to change the world, that statement to me doesn't make sense. You can't change anything that does not want to be changed. But what you can do is you can plant the seed, right? So I knew that if I just got there and they saw this crazy black dude with yellow hair from New York City, at least they would get a laugh out of it. And they would be like, oh my God, this guy's a clown, or he's funny, or he's not what we thought American.
Different perspectives,
Right.
mindset
Right.
switch.
Right. So that whole process, and then with the hug, the hug I gave the guy, that whole process is just planting a seed. It's not saying, hey, here I am, you have to change. It's saying, hey, here I am. Here's something to think about. Think about it if you like, like
So,
that.
speaking about the hug, you did share about that on my podcast, but you didn't share here, so people might not know what you're talking about when you
Oh,
say
the
the
hug. Woo!
hug.
Hug. Yeah, so like I said, I in the beginning I got to play against a North Korean. Eventually, he won, but before that, um, when I was playing, I mentioned that the whole crowd, of course, was against me, and everyone was kind of shouting and screaming for the North Korean guy. And at one point, I started to get angry because I realized, well, I knew already, but they weren't actually cheering for him. They were cheering against me, which is a different kind of cheering. It was blatant cheering to piss me off and, to make me feel some kind of way. And in my mind, I started to get angry, but I looked up and instead of getting angry, I smiled because I remembered my purpose. I remembered the reason why I was there was to do this diplomacy for world peace with no plan. And when I smiled, I noticed that other people had like a little chuckle or something. I was like, oh, wait, this is different. And then I did it again, and people reacted. And I was like, you know what? This is where it's going to take place. And so after that, I'm connecting with the audience now. The same people who are taught to hate me are now kind of smiling when I smile, or chuckling when I look up and go, like this, right? Eventually, I lose the match, of course. And when I lose, I go to shake my opponent's hand. And you could tell he doesn't really want to shake my hand by the way he puts his hand out, keeps his body back. And he you can just, I don't know how to explain his feeling, but you can tell he didn't want to shake my hand. So when he put his hand out, I grab his hand, I pull him in, and I give him a bear hug in front of everyone, which is crazy. You got to, you have this American crazy guy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Keep talking. For some reason, I can't hear you, so I'm doing something. But keep sharing your story.
Right? Yeah. So you have this crazy American guy, with yellow hair, grab this North Korean guy in North Korea, pull him in, and give him a bear hug, huge bear hug this guy, right? And the crowd cheered, right? So that's part of planting the seed, right? They saw that not only did I lose, but I lost gracefully, and I hugged their guys. I showed them respect in their own country. And the crazy thing about it was that my camera is facing my back, which is his front. And I didn't notice until I got to until I got back to America. Well, till I got back to China. He smiled. He had a big Kool-Aid smile when I was hugging him, right? That you cannot fake. That's real. You cannot make that up. He can't pretend to smile, because smiling that an American hugged you is not such a good thing in North Korea, right? So it just goes to show that no matter, how brainwashed people can be, or no matter how much the government tells them that a group of people are this way or that way, humans still have emotions. Humans will always have emotions, right? And as long as you're a human, we have to find a way to reach those emotions. And that smile was a genuine human emotion that cannot be faked, right? So, I mean, it was unbelievable. So the whole diplomacy was a success. And like I said, it was something that had zero plan to happen. But like I said, if you really want something, bad enough, the first step is to take action. Get there. And I did, and it worked out.
You sure did. And something that Rebecca said, I am glad when I couldn't hear you when my whatever was happening. I'm glad I've already had this story. So, because you did share about it on my podcast. But Rebecca also says, if you can't make the change, be the change. So true. Sometimes I think we're so concerned about changing the world instead of actually showing people that there's a different side to that. Like by you being the walk, like be the talk the walk, right? Kind of like that. Like don't just talk it, but actually walk it. Let people see it, and people will change their mind just through that. That's why I like having these deep conversations and having these conversations of different perspectives with different people, because I might still not agree with your decisions or anything, but at least you leave me thinking and like being like, okay, I understand why they did it because of just conversations or just seeing why they do that. So I am very proud of you. Like, and the thing about you is you're all about the courage of dreaming big and ability to transform a negative situation to a positive one. And that's your entire North Korea trip. Constantly red flags, those are the negative shit, but you were just like, there must be a positive towards the end of it. And you dream big. Nobody wanted to go to North Korea. Has anybody ever gone? Any other person after you?
No, not that I know of. I mean, I just posted a very interesting video, and the stats may be off a little, but they're not really off by that much. I'm trying to bring it up to remember what I said. Yeah, so I said 10% of the entire world has been to North Korea. 90% of that are Chinese citizens, including myself. So I may be off a little bit, but I think it is only 10% of the entire world has been
Wow.
inside North Korea, and with
Will you
90%,
ever go? Will you ever go back again?
it depends on who the president is. Yeah, I'm telling you this. Listen, when Trump became president, his first year in office, I got invited. I got invited back to North Korea. I got an official letter from Secretary General inviting me back to North Korea, and I had to.
That's a big step because you had to invite yourself there. Now you are getting invited.
Yes, but I had to turn it down because this dude was talking about hellfire and fury, and I was like, like I said, remember from everything I told you, if you have a president talking about hellfire and fury, if something ever jumped off, guess what?
He leaving you over there. You're stuck
Like,
there.
yeah, you'll be stuck there. So I didn't want to take any chances, and so I told him, I says, I have a big schedule this year. Thank you for the
Let's try
invitation.
again
But maybe
another time.
another time, yeah. But the real reason was because of Trump talking about hellfire and fury. So I was not trying to get caught up in North Korea, stuck there.
I
No,
feel you, man, and that's a true. At least you knew, like, listen, this is a different territory right now with what America was going on and what they were like. That would literally be like I'm literally putting myself to die. Like when you are going with a different mindset, like a different objection, and at least your country is not acting a fool. But when you're going and your country kind of is.
it's the thing, and like I said, you gotta remember, you don't have a passport, so it's not like you can leave. So they can easily say, "Yeah, we're gonna keep this guy here."
You don't even have a return ticket, man. You don't have no passport.
Nothing. Yeah, it's crazy.
But Wally, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I always love hearing your stories because they always end up inspiring, motivating, and you are a true motivational, inspiring human being. I am really hoping one day I make it to New York and come and whoop your ass at Spin, your own club. Like I'm coming to whoop your ass at Spin. Fuck playing with you at Portfest. I'm coming to whoop your ass
Let's go.
in your own city. But let the people know. Give a little piece of advice for those people who are kind of scared to dream big or go after that thing because it seems too big, or again so many negativities on the way. That how can they switch that mindset, and also let the people know where they can find you if you have anything interesting coming up that you want support or whatever. Just let the world know.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the biggest advices that I can give that's sort of generalized comes in two parts. One, if you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it, right? And if someone offers you help, don't be afraid to take it.
Amen.
I think that's such a big general piece of advice because that's the kind of advice that saved my life, right? So there's always ways to get to where you want to be at. You don't have to do everything by yourself.
Amen.
You don't have to. Having a good team around you, having a good group of people around you will get you further and will definitely accelerate the success that you're looking for. So I think that's key.
All right. Thank you very much. And because of you, me and Sandy yesterday ended up doing that challenge. I'm a podcaster. We like to do this. So we're going to be posting that today. We did it yesterday.
That's good. I can't wait to see that. It's good.
Yes. And let the people know where they can find you.
Yes. Best place to find me is on Instagram, Wally Green NYC. I have now delegated Instagram as my official website.
I know, because last year was TikTok. So we and now he has already dominated TikTok. He's like, let me dominate Instagram now. So
Yeah. And I took down my I took down my website, only because I, I I figure, you know what, all the stuff that I post about life and stuff are on Instagram. So yeah, Instagram has become my new website now.
I love it. I love it because I'm big on Instagram. Like I can respond quicker on
Yes,
DMs on Instagram than email or text messages. Shit, like, I love
I
Instagram.
agree. I agree.
Yep. So thank you everybody who are watching on Shit Happens Live. For those who are gonna watch the replay, we appreciate you. If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, again, as Wally said, if you need help, ask for it because closed mouths don't get fed. And if you're given help, accept it. There's no shame in being helped. That's the power of support. We all want support. We all want to be a part of our community. And in order to do that is give and take. So go ahead. And Rebecca, thank you for hanging out with us on the comments and showing us some love. Until next time, when shit happens, y'all, go have some fucking fun. It's the first weekend of March. All right, go do some shit.